Hey, y'all, and welcome to the Align Your Marketing podcast. I'm your host, Chelsea Gardner, and this podcast is designed specifically for loan officers, real estate professionals, and business owners looking to simplify and align their marketing strategies. Each week, we will dive into tools, tips, and tactics that are going to help you stay consistent, visible, and ahead of the competition. From expert insights to actionable strategies, you will walk away with everything you need to streamline your marketing efforts and grow your business. Let's get started. All right, y'all. We are tackling a question that I hear all the time. Can I actually get results from Meta ads if I have a small budget? And the answer is yes, but y'all knew there was a but coming, but only if you understand how to work within the rules. There are rules and there are regulations that we need to follow. And so if you understand how to work within those rules, the answer is yes. So if you're a loan officer in the mortgage industry, you already know that when it comes to running ads on Facebook and Instagram, things aren't quite as straightforward for us because we actually fall under Meta's special ads category, which special ads categories include housing, credit, employment, and our targeting options become quite limited, which can completely change everything when you are running ads. So as a loan officer, you have to go into the housing and finance category under special ads category. So today, I'm actually going to walk you through how to make a $5 ad budget actually work for your mortgage business, even with limitations in place. So let's get started with some truth bombs. So cold audience ads under special ads category can be expensive and less effective. So let's talk about what a cold audience is. A cold audience essentially is someone who, or people who don't know you, like you, have ever seen you. It's essentially if like I am in the Tampa Bay area and it would essentially be me running ads to people in Tampa Bay who have no idea who I am. Okay, so that's a cold audience. If I'm like, oh, I'm going to drop a pin in Tampa and do a 50-mile radius around it, and I'm going to run ads for my business, and no one knows who I am. That's a cold audience. So because we're in the special ads category, Meta restricts things like age and gender, even income-related segments, some targeting options. So you're not able to segment like years and years ago, you used to be able to segment by those things. So if you were like, I want to target people that have an income over, 50K or 100K or 250 or whatever the case is, and I want to target maybe I do a lot of reverse mortgages, so I want to target 55 plus. You can't do that now. So you have to target all age ranges, which is 18 through 65 plus. You do not have income related segments. You cannot target by gender. So if you're running an ad and let's say you're trying to target first time home buyers that are 25 to 35, Meta's not going to let that happen. Okay. So instead, kind of what ends up happening is that your ad gets shown to a much broader audience, and that can drive your cost per result up. So especially when you're marketing to that cold traffic that doesn't know you yet, right? So instead of that, here's kind of the fix, okay? If you're working with a small budget, the best thing that you can do is truly focus on visibility campaigns or awareness campaigns. That's what they're called, awareness. I constantly say visibility because that's what makes sense to me, but awareness campaigns to warm custom audiences. So I know I have said this literally probably every podcast episode. If you have been listening now for a couple of weeks, months, I've said it before. So I want you to hear it through the lens of a budget, though, because the truth is $5 a day can go far, but only if you're using it strategically. Okay. So when I say $5 a day meta ads can work, that is to your warm custom audiences. If you are running an ad to those cold audience people, right? So if I'm running an ad to Tampa Bay plus 50 miles, y'all, I am not seeing results at $5 a day. Okay. I am not. Now, if you're just trying to reach as many people in front of, the Tampa Bay area, by all means, run it for $5 a day. But you're not going to see much come from that in any form or capacity. Okay. At $5 a day. That is a large audience and it is very broad. It is not targeted in any way, shape, or form outside of the fact that it's Tampa and 50 miles. And so don't do it if you have a really small budget. So here's what that could look like. So instead of trying to convert someone from a complete stranger into a pre-approved client in literally one click, you use that budget to stay visible to the people who are most likely to work with you again or refer you to others. Okay. So that means uploading that past customer list, uploading those leads, uploading those realtors that you've worked with or people who have visited your website. When you target that audience, even under a special ads category, that special ads category essentially doesn't matter because you are uploading a targeted list that Facebook is going to pull information from and run those ads directly to those people. So it doesn't even matter if you're in the housing or the finance or the credit or whatever category, because you're giving them a list of exactly who you want to target. So when you upload a custom targeted list, you're handing Facebook and Instagram on a silver platter exactly who you want them to target. And so inside of that custom list, which I don't think we've talked about, you need to have their first name, last name, email, and phone. At the bare minimum, those 4 sections in a CSV file in order to upload those lists. Now, if you have other things in terms of address or if it's a buyer and you have their realtor listed, like that's totally cool. You don't have to delete and clean the list. You just don't upload those things inside of the custom audience. You need to make sure that you have those 4 things though. First name, last name, email, phone, in separate columns. Okay. That's a whole side note. So when you are targeting those custom audience lists, your dollars are being spent on actual qualified visibility, right? So people who are already familiar with you, even if it's just a little, even if, it might be realtors that you haven't worked with, which is more so along the lines of not knowing you, but that's okay. That's okay because it's inexpensive and there's people that do know you in your list that you want to target. So when you are running $5 a day ads, those are the people you want to be targeting. Okay. Outside of that, out into your cold audience list, you're getting upwards of $10, $20 a day in order to see any form of effectiveness. Okay. So when you run these ads to your custom audience list, this is not the time to promote your application link or push someone to get pre-approved. That's a really big ask. And especially even on a small budget, that's a big ask. So leads and things like that can sometimes also need a little bit higher of a budget, depending on how big your list is. So also kind of a side note, which I don't think we've talked about either, is your custom audience list. What I see in most of my clients is about a 40 to a 70% match, meaning when you upload a custom audience list, let's say you have a list of 1,000 real estate agents that you are uploading into Facebook with first name, last name, email, and phone, I typically see 40 to 70% of them match on the back end. So Facebook has a whole caboodle of things going on in the back end for touch points in the sense of how they determine who is who in Facebook and Instagram. Okay. And what I typically see is out of that 1,000, 400 to 700 people will match. Okay. Meaning Facebook and Instagram found them in their accounts and will be running ads to them. The downside is we don't know who those 400 to 700 people are, obviously, unless they engage or comment or anything like that on the ad. So it doesn't tell you, oh yeah, Sally, Sue, Sarah, John, all match. It doesn't tell you that. But through an awareness campaign, you can see the reach, which is unique eyeballs. So you can kind of gauge how many people are being targeted in that ad. All right. I digressed. Let's go back to what you should be promoting. So when you are running these ads for your clients or for your custom audiences, again, not the time to really promote get pre-approved. That's, again, big ask, small budget. Instead, your ad should really be more content driven or educational or community-based, community-focused. Think about like a short video sharing like a home buyer tip, a testimonial, a story. You can do quotes, a myth-busting carousel, something that adds value and builds trust without just asking for anything in return. Meaning like, oh yeah, let's get you pre-approved today. Like, no, we need to build some. Oh, sorry if you just heard my nails. We need just like banged the microphone. We need to be building that trust and asking before asking for anything in return. So this type of content, super low pressure, but highly effective, right? So it's warming up your audience and you're building that subconscious familiarity. And then when they're ready to move forward, they'll remember you, right? And kind of going back to a couple of episodes ago where I talked about mindset, here's another little mindset shift that I want to offer to you. So your $5 a day ad is not supposed to convert someone instantly. Okay? Your $5 a day ad is not supposed to convert someone instantly. It is there to remind them who you are, what you do, and that you're someone they can trust when the time is right. Okay, whether that be the time is right for a home buyer, the time is right for a friend of a past client, the time is right for a client of a real estate agent. Again, when you run ads to custom audiences, your past clients or your real estate agents are not going to instantaneously need you or instantly need you. Okay. These ads are meant to remind them of who you are, what you do, and someone that they can trust. Now, we are going to talk about lead gen ads in another episode, and we are going to talk about webinar ads in another episode, all things that are meant to convert someone instantly. What I am talking about right now are visibility/awareness campaigns. Okay. $5 a day is your chance to really own that visibility piece, really own awareness and stay top of mind in a way that really feels strategic and not salesy. Okay. Again, when you are scrolling social media, think about, oh my gosh, the amount of sponsored ads that we see nowadays and the amount of things that we are asking to purchase. Don't be that person. Okay. Don't be that person. You are there to offer education and stay top of mind. And y'all, if you are not sure where to start, I've got you. So you can download, I have a totally free meta ad guide that gives you a ton of topic ideas for your ads. Also, it gives you chat GPT prompts that you can use to build out these ads. So you can actually download that totally free. You can go to fullyalignedlinks.com/meta guide. So fullyalignedlinks.com/meta, META guide. I will also add the link in the show notes, but it will walk you through topic ideas. It will walk you through chat GPT prompts, all sorts of things. So y'all, I have seen loan officers really build momentum with simple, consistent strategy through paid ads, and I know that you can too. So that's my spiel for the day. Thanks so much for tuning in. If you found this helpful, could y'all do me a huge favor? Share it with a loan officer friend who could use it, could hear it. I would really appreciate it. And I will see you in the next episode. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode of the Align Your Marketing podcast. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss an episode, and be sure to follow us over on Instagram at Fully Aligned Marketing. Also, we love to connect with you and learn more about you, so don't be afraid to send us a DM. Until next time, friends, we'll see you soon.